Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and restless Melody Thomas Scott has 2 years to pick a day she'll never forget. Congratulations go out to the young and the restless vet Melody Thomas Scott. The beloved CBS soap actress was one of many selected by the Walk of Fame selection panel of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce to be honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for the class of 2026. The organization announced the news on July 2 with Scott joining soap alum Sarah Michelle Gellar, All My Children's ex-Kendall, and Demi Moore, General Hospital's ex-Jackie. As longtime viewers of the Genoa City soap know, Scott has played the iconic role of Nikki since 1979 and has remained front and center with the show for over 45 years. One half of the super couple, Nikki and Victor, the actress has delivered stellar performances over the years, filled with emotion and drama, and has kept fans coming back for more. In 2024, she and her husband, young and restless executive producer Edward J. Scott, were honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 51st Annual Daytime Emmy Awards. Other stars to be honored by in the group in the categories of motion pictures, television, live theater/live performance, radio, recording and sports entertainment include Emily Blunt, Timothée Chalamet, Chris Columbus, Marion Cotillard, Keith David, Rami Malek, Rachel McAdams, Franco Nero, Deepika Padukone, Molly Ringwald, Stanley Tucci, Carlo Ramboldi, Tony Scott, Greg Daniels, Lucero, Chef Gordon Ramsay, Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Bradley Whitford, Noah Weil, Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, Lea Salonga, Air Supply, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Paulinho da Costa, the Clark Sisters, Miley Cyrus, Josh Groban, Grupo Intocable, Angelique Kidjo, Lyle Lovett and Shaquille O'Neal. And as listed in a press release, recipients have 2 years to schedule star ceremonies from the date of selection before they expire. Again, we send Scott our biggest congratulations and we look forward to seeing her as Nikki for many more years to come. Melody Thomas Scott has long been the beating heart of the young and the restless. For more than 4 decades, she has brought Nikki Reed Newman to life, a character who has survived alcoholism, abuse, cancer, a cult, and Victor Newman. Through it all, Melody's performance has remained a bedrock of daytime television. Her acting is not just work, it's woven into the cultural fabric of the soap world, and now? She's approaching a milestone that few actors in any medium ever reach, her 50th anniversary with the show. But with that historic day coming in just 2 years, CBS and Sony have posed a question to the soap icon. Not about contracts or renewal clauses. Not about storylines or scheduling. No, this question is far more personal. Which day do you want to be the day? A celebration is inevitable, but which date should the show officially recognize as Melody Thomas Scott's 50-year milestone? The actress has time, but only just. And as the clock ticks toward 2027, she has to make a decision, one that will define her legacy. Chapter 2. When it all began, Melody Thomas Scott joined the young and the restless in February 1979, replacing actress Erica Hope as the troubled stripper turned socialite Nikki Reed. She was just 22 years old. At the time, YNR was still under the creative control of its legendary creator William J. Abel, who had a vision for Nikki that extended far beyond her gritty beginnings. What he needed was an actress who could portray vulnerability, toughness, sensuality, and strength, all in the same breath. He found that in Melody. Her early years saw Nikki fall in and out of love with the dashing Victor Newman, played by Eric Braeden, whose stormy chemistry with her created one of the most iconic super couples in soap opera history. Fans couldn't get enough of Nictor. They were destined, destructive, and deeply human, but the show didn't just hand her stardom. Melody earned it. By 1982, her presence had transformed Nikki from a supporting role into a central pillar of Genoa City. Her character's journey from the wrong side of the tracks to high society mirrored the soap's own evolution. And the question of her first episode suddenly becomes a little less clear. Was it the first day she taped? The first day she aired? Or the first day her version of Nikki clicked into place and became the fan favorite we now know? Chapter 3. The power of a date. In most industries, anniversaries are simple. Your hire date is your hire date. But in showbiz, and especially daytime television, things are rarely that straightforward. For Melody, there are several potential anniversary dates to choose from. First day of taping. This would likely be in late January 1979. First air date. Historical records suggest February 20th, 1979, though CBS archives are still confirming. First major storyline moment. Some fans argue that Nikki's early scenes with Victor, which aired weeks later, marked the true start of her reign. There's also the option of choosing a date that means something, a callback to an episode, a line of dialogue, a wedding anniversary between Nikki and Victor. CBS wants her to decide. So does Sony. And so do the fans, who are already clamoring for a week-long celebration arc, a retrospective documentary, and a parade of returning cast members. Melody Thomas Scott has 2 years to pick a day that will define her 50-year run, and if you ask her, she's thinking carefully. I've lived Nikki's life more than I've lived my own, she told Soap Opera Digest in a recent interview. So choosing a date, it's emotional. I want it to mean something. Not just for me, but for all the people who've been watching since I started. Chapter 4, Nikki through the decades. To understand why this anniversary matters so deeply, it helps to revisit the eras that made Nikki Newman the icon she is. The 1980s, from stripper to socialite, the 80s were transformative for Nikki. She married Victor, gave birth to Victoria, and battled to overcome her insecurities. Melody gave riveting performances during Nikki's breast cancer scare and the fallout of Victor's countless affairs. This decade established Nikki as more than a love interest. She became a survivor. The 1990s, downward spirals and comebacks. The 90s saw Nikki spiral. Her struggles with alcoholism returned. She lost Victor. She remarried, and remarried again. Through every twist, Melody grounded the character in emotional realism, creating raw, unforgettable scenes. Nikki was never perfect, but she was always human. The 2000s, family and fortitude. As Nikki became a grandmother, Melody evolved her performance into a matriarchal force. She also faced new challenges: multiple kidnappings, courtroom drama, a crippling MS diagnosis that was ultimately misdiagnosed, and the reappearance of long-lost family members. Melody kept it all grounded. The 2010s, 2020s, the resilient queen. Recent years brought new complexities. Nikki faced cult leader Ian Ward, alcoholism, relapsed after painful losses, and more heartbreak than most characters endure in a lifetime. But Melody brought elegance and gravitas to every beat, winning accolades, fan devotion, and industry respect. Chapter 5, Melody's personal reflection. Off-screen, Melody's life hasn't always been easy either. She's spoken candidly about her traumatic childhood and her early days in Hollywood. Her 2020 memoir, Always Young and Restless, became a bestseller and painted a portrait of a woman who persevered, just like Nikki. She's also deeply thankful. This job saved me, she said during a 2022 fan Q&A. I didn't think I'd be here this long. But every time I thought of leaving, I remembered the fans. And Nikki. I couldn't leave her behind. She still loves playing Nikki. She still finds new corners of the character to explore. And the weight of 50 years isn't lost on her. It's why this date matters so much. It's not just about being on TV for 5 decades. It's about being Nikki for that long. Living inside her. Understanding her. That kind of connection doesn't happen often. Chapter 6, What the Fans Want. Naturally, fans have their own opinions about which date should be chosen. Reddit threads, Twitter/X polls, and Facebook groups have exploded with speculation and suggestions. It has to be the air date. That's when we met her. How about the day Nikki and Victor first kissed? Her wedding to Victor. That's the iconic moment. Use her first Emmy nomination as the date. CBS has hinted that it may involve fans in the decision, or at least in the celebration. There are talks of a fan-voted tribute montage, special merchandise, and even a Nikki Newman-themed week of throwbacks. One showrunner even teased, the story we're crafting for that anniversary will shock everyone. It's not just about celebrating Nikki, it's about testing her. Could Melody's 50-year milestone come with a life-or-death storyline twist? Would the young and the restless dare kill off Nikki? Unlikely. But in Soapland, anything is possible. Chapter 7, The industry weighs in. Soap opera insiders, many of whom have known Melody for decades, are also chiming in. Eric Braeden, Victor, said, there is no Nikki without Melody. There is no Victor without Nikki. So, in a way, there is no Young and the Restless without her. Laura Lee Bell, Christine, said, Melody's voice, her eyes, they can break your heart or make you laugh in the same moment. That's rare. And Jess Walton, Jill, added, she's not just an actress. She's a cornerstone. Several of Melody's former co-stars, including Doug Davidson, Michael Damian, and Trisha Cast, are reportedly on standby for whatever special event the show decides to produce. Some are even rumored to be returning as part of a long-form arc. The countdown begins. 2 years, 730 days. Melody Thomas Scott has that much time to choose her date, the one that will live in YNR history forever. Will it be the logical air date? A symbolic moment like Nikki's first wedding to Victor? A private memory from backstage that no one else knows? She hasn't decided yet. But she's thinking deeply, because it's not just a date. It's a memory. It's a message to the fans. It's a milestone, marking the life of a woman who gave her soul to a role, and in doing so, created something timeless. Epilogue, A day she'll never forget. As Melody told fans in her latest Q&A livestream, "I may have 2 years to choose, but I promise you, when I do, it'll be a day that means something. To me. To Nicki. To all. Of us. And when that day comes, the spotlight will shine a little brighter, the credits will linger a little longer, and Nicki Newman, and Melody Thomas Scott, will finally have her day. A day she'll never forget, and neither will we."